Hi friends, it's Michelle with Garden Jargon, and it's October 7th and it's Sunday. Look at the sunset. I don't know if you can see it. Right over there. Oh, it's so pretty. What a beautiful day we had today. In the summer, the sun set over there. It's now winter, sun setting over here. It's crazy how much the earth switches up. So, oh, that's just too pretty. I just wanted to say hi to you guys and say I'm out here at the Wilson Garden, and I was so fortunate to get a phone call this morning from Dan at Ginger Creek that allowed me to have 4 community service workers with me today to help me shut down my garden here at my house. If any of you know me at all, I always tend to serve others before I serve myself. And I was so grateful to be able to have the help with Dan giving me those community service workers today, because we really were able to tear out my garden and get a lot of stuff done here at my house. They were here from about 12:30 till 3 and 4 o'clock. And I'm grateful for them because they were able to help get in some hours and help serve me in my garden here, because I always tend to give to other gardens before I give to myself in my garden. And I wanted to work on a beautiful day, and today was a beautiful day. It was almost 62 degrees today, beautiful sunny, not a cloud in the sky. So let me kind of show you what we did here in the garden. It's so dark out here right now, about 5 o'clock I think it is, but I'm glad the camera works well in low light. There's my garden partner, little Molly girl. She's been hiding in the closet all day because we've been banging and clanking out here. So let me flip this camera around and show you what we did. So we pulled out over here all the tomatoes. If any of you've watched all season, these were tons of rows of tomato plants up here against these cattle panel trellises that were growing in here. In all of these beds. We left some of these flowers. I think some of these are mostly frost hardy because they have not died back. So I'm going to leave them and see what happens. Some of these were frost hardy as well. I, in the spring, dug a trench here and put compost in it, and that's where I planted all my zinnias, which they've done very, very well. And I had the same trench over here going down this area. We pulled all the zinnias out. Geese flying. They're heading off to the sunset. We took all the buckets that I had over here, if you remember. This bucket shelf that I've built that was lined with buckets with peppers that I grew this year. We did have a big huge branch that was coming off of this tree that hung over and shaded this out, but I had a tree company come and they took that branch down so that these got full sun all day. Thank goodness. I have all my amendments for the soil in these buckets. I'm going to have to go ahead and clean up these buckets really nice and then store them in the shed for the winter. We pulled out the 2 cherry tomatoes that were here. I had ash in here from burning some wood this week to get rid of some wood in my yard, logs and stuff. So I spread that ash over that bed right there. That's a bag of sawdust, pine shavings that I'm going to amend my beds with. Not amend, but I'll mulch my beds when I grow seedlings next year. That will go in the gardens. This still has to be pulled out. This is all tomatoes right here. This was where the okra was, and I went ahead and pulled all those up, got those out. All the buckets that we emptied with all the peppers and everything in them, we just emptied the soil in all the beds and kind of top dressed the beds. You can see the new soil that's in that bed, in this bed, that bed over there, just to be able to reutilize that potting soil next year in the garden. That's really piled high right now. I'm just going to spread that down in that bed. I put a bunch of grass clippings inside here in both these composts. I'm going to leave them open because we're getting some rain on Tuesday and Wednesday. Another quick peek. What a beautiful sunset today. I have a girlfriend on Facebook that actually posts the sunset on her pond in the backyard every day, so I'll get to see what it really looks like over there. This is right here compost that we have pulled out of this bed, and some of those plants in the buckets, we just threw it right here. I'll just take that to the back, in between the trees in the back. These are my brassicas that have struggled with some pest pressure. I went ahead and planted some seed potatoes. They're about 5 inches deep into the ground. I just put them in there because they were eyeing up and they were chitted. So I just went ahead and put them in here. They're probably going to die or the worms are going to eat them. But you'll never know if they'll overwinter in here and grow in the spring if you don't plant them. So that's what I did. That is my tower garden with my lettuces and kales. It's doing really well. And then I still have the greenhouse going. I zipped it up. Let me see if I can get in here for a second. Pop you in there. This was my pepper row here. That was Roma and San Marzano tomatoes over there. That all needs to be pulled out. And I might plug in some more brassicas. The reason being is as long as they have cover and they're not freezing and they get water, I could probably put them in this greenhouse and grow some. My problem with this is I can't keep the greenhouse cover on the greenhouse. It keeps blowing away when we have a windy day. So I got to put like some string over the top, some pool noodles or something. I got to figure out a way to keep the top down. And it's long enough where I could put like brick on the bottom, but then it scratches it up and rips it and stuff. So I don't anticipate this lasting more than one more year, but I hope it lasts at least till the spring. Otherwise I'm going to have to buy another cover because the frame is totally... And then I had a pile of wood chips the size of Mount Everest. So the guys ended up spreading them out throughout the entire garden. And they just put it in the middle of the walkways, and anywhere that they saw was pretty low, they put those wood chips in the garden. So that's all there. And then we just collected all the lights, which are here. I had these throughout the entire garden. These just came from Walmart. They were like 98 cents each. I have a whole bucket of them. And they were really cute in the garden, twinkling away. And then I have this garden bed that's right next to my house. This is the only spot in my yard that I can have perennials because it's the only spot that I want to grow anything. I still need to clean that out, cut the lilies down. And then I also have all these tires. That was basically my herb garden this year, that I will pull out anything that is not going to last any much longer. Got curly parsley, regular parsley, cilantro. That's some baby cilantro in here. See these little guys? So let's just hope that squirrels don't decide to get in there. I have some chicken wire over the top to try to defer them away, but they're relentless. Even though I feed them, they're not like the squirrels at my other house. And then if you remember, I had that arch tunnel here, and that is now gone. It's actually over there, laying in the yard. Reason being, I'm going to take that to the Geneva garden this week and store it at the Geneva garden because I will have an arch trellis in Geneva next year. See, my Geneva garden is new, and it's only about 8 minutes north of where I live. The Batavia Community Garden is only about 3 minutes south of where I live, and the Ginger Creek Garden is 10 minutes southeast of where I live. So all 4 gardens that I deal with, mine, Ginger, Geneva, and Batavia Community Garden, are all within 20-mile radius. I'm so grateful for that. So I'm glad I live close to everything. Like, I even had a community service worker I had to take back to the church. So I just drove her back while still people were here working at my house, because it only took me 20 minutes round trip to go take her back to the church and drop her off. So I'm so grateful I had help here today to bring everything back here to the back because I'm going to have to organize all of this stuff. Oh, I thought that was the sunset. Nope, that's Randy's light. So I have these buckets I have to rinse out and flip upside down so they dry out, and then stack them really nicely. I have all my wheelbarrows over here. It is getting super dark. Baskets, bins, planting stuff, my furniture, all of this stuff is going to go right in between these two sheds in this area back here. I'm going to pull everything out of here that I just kind of threw in there, break down these greenhouses that I have. I have 2 of them here, and then everything will be stacked back here and covered with plastic to keep it out of the elements a little bit, even though it is outdoor furniture and stuff like that can be in the elements. But if you can protect it from that much more, it'll last a little bit longer. And then I will have stuff back here stored. One of the sheds will be for personal use. One of the sheds will be for all garden stuff. And then I will be able to shut this down for the winter. I'm going to take down my umbrellas. I have this umbrella, that umbrella, and then that umbrella right there. That's the umbrella I use when I cook on the grill and if it's raining. And then I will clean out this patio, which is right behind me. It's got a table and chairs and a refrigerator. Put the refrigerator inside. Then I'll clean up this whole entire patio set area behind me, because when it snows, my dog does not like to get her feet wet. So I have to keep that nice and shoveled so she can go to the bathroom on the patio, because she does not like to wear boots and she does not like to walk in the snow. Yes, I have a princess dog. Her name is Molly. But that's it, guys. November 7th today. We just did the time change. It's nearly 6 o'clock and it's pitch black. So sad. It really is a sad thing. I don't like it. It's going to take a couple days to adjust to this time change. I woke up this morning, looked out the front door. It was 10 o'clock because I worked last night. And I looked outside where the sun would be at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. It was only 10. And I'm like, well, this is very strange. And it's going to be weird. It's always a hard adjustment. So I end up going to bed way early now. Whoever thinks that's cool, I'm not one. But yeah, this time change is a little bit different. It kind of messes everybody up. But I go to bed super early now, and then I wake up super early, and it really throws me off. So I appreciate guys hanging out with me and watching this little evolution of my very first full year in my garden. And the sad thing is, I didn't even weigh my produce that came out of this garden. I weighed every garden that I have, their produce, but I didn't do mine. I gotta focus a little bit better next year. Just had a lot on my plate, but I'm so grateful we grew so much food for so many people in this community. So Ginger Creek Garden did over 1,500 pounds of food this year for the food pantries. We're going to be featured at the church this Thanksgiving special on the 21st. I'll make sure to post it on my YouTube channel, and they're going to talk to us a little bit about the food that we were able to donate to the city of Aurora. In the Batavia Community Garden, I have not got a full total yet because I haven't added it all up, but when I do, I will make sure to announce it. So thanks so much for watching. If you guys have not liked and subscribed to my channel yet, please do. It's a simple act of kindness that you can do to help support my channel, and I hope to see you in the next video. So hit the subscribe button if you want to see what's going to happen next, because there's some crazy stuff that happens through the winter because there's no garden to garden into. So I just kind of make stuff up. I just hope to see you in the next video. You guys take care and God bless.